Good morning, everyone. Online Teachers Training course conducted by Aligarh Muslim University in collaboration with MHRD under the scheme Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers. Myself, Noor Aisha, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, GFGC, Madgiri, Tumkur District, Karnataka State. I am happy to be the part of this course. Today I am going to talk on the topic Making India a Cashless Economy. A cashless economy is an economy in which most of the transaction will be done by digital means like e-banking, debit and credit card, point of sales machine, digital wallets, etc. In simple words, we can say no liquid money or paper money will be used by the people in a given country. In this COVID-19 lockdown period, we need cashless economy as most of the people in the country need to satisfy their need without going outside. Stay home, stay safe by using the cashless economy or cashless transaction. You can recharge your mobile currency, you can use your dish TV payments, you can purchase your provisions, you can transfer the funds by using the cashless transactions. What are the best cashless payment method available to the people? The first and most oldest method is check. Check is one of the oldest method of cashless payment. It is non-method for everyone. You can issue a check for a specific amount to someone else. The check gets deposited into the respective bank. The bank processes a payment through a clearing house. The entire transaction done through checks get recorded and there is a proof of the payment. However, there are instances where the check also can be get dishonored due to the reason the signature not matching, the funds is insufficient, the date is not properly put. These are the some of the valid reasons where the check can be dishonored. In order to avoid such issues, you can use other cashless payment options. The another one is DD, demand draft. It is another rudimentary way of cashless transaction. It is the safest option to receive payment from anyone. DD never get default or dishonor as it is signed by the guaranteed by the banker. But the disadvantages of DD and check is you need to visit the bank in order to deposit check or DD. So it takes more time and you have to go personally to the bank. The clearance of check and DD takes some additional time, that is immediately it is not, funds cannot be transferred, it needs some time. So if you want to have a fastest method of transferring your funds, the online transfer, that is NEFT and RTGS, National Electronic Fund Transfer, RTGS, real time gross settlement. What is the difference between these two? A NEFT can be used for small transfer of amount, RTGS large transfer of amount. Settlement in case of NEFT in batches, that is net settlement, whereas in case of RTGS continuous or gross settlement. The minimum transfer amount is no limit for NEFT, the minimum is 2 lakhs for the RTGS. Maximum transfer, no limit for NEFT, no limit for RTGS also. The charges, maximum charges is 5 to 25 for NEFT, 30 to 55 for RTGS. The timings is weekdays 8 am to 7 pm, RTGS 9 am to 4:30 pm. In weekends timing 8 am to 1 pm, 9 am to 1:30 pm. This methods, both NEFT and RTGS is the cashless transaction can be used for online transfer. In order to do this NEFT or RTGS, you need to have internet banking facility in your mobile phone. Online transfer using NEFT or TCS is comparatively faster when compared to check or DD. Online transfer can be done from anywhere using your internet facility. No need that physically you have to visit the bank to transfer your funds. The another way is credit card and debit card. The credit card or debit card is another cashless payment method. The usage of credit card and debit card was limited in India. However, the usage of credit card and debit card is increasing nowadays. The limitation of this method is availability of the swipe card facility at the point of sales at the merchant end. The another method is mobile wallet. The cashless method is mobile wallet. You don't need a debit card or credit card or internet password, banking password for making payment using a mobile wallet. Just a simple method is just load a money in your wallet using UPI or IMPS and use it on the move. You can download any of the mobile wallet apps from your Play Store in your mobile. For example, the popularly now we can have Paytm, PayUmoney, Oxygen, Lime, MobiKwik, etc. Even a small vendor can use Paytm like your tea store, like your Belpuli shop. Even a small vendor nowadays they are using a mobile wallet like Paytm. UPI, Unified Payment Interface, is the most popular mobile payment system which allows you to do various financial transactions on your smartphone itself. UPI allow you to send or receive money using virtual payment address without entering bank information. Merchant can enroll with the bank to accept payment using UPI. Like in case of point of sales machine, the merchant would require a current account with bank to accept UPI payments. Some of the example of UPI payments are SBI Pay, Bhima, ICICI Pocket, Access Pay, UPI Pay, Union Bank, UPI app, Punjab National Bank UPI, Phone Pay, TransApp, etc. So here you can do without entering your bank details, just you can transfer your funds within a fraction of seconds. Gift card. Now it's a modern method of if you want to give someone, you can give a gift card. A gift card is a ready-made card that can be purchased from the merchant or from the bank. The gift card is loaded with some fixed cash amount. You can purchase any item of your choice from the specified vendor by using the gift card. Aadhaar Enabled Payment System, AEPS. It is also a very important cashless payment transaction which is available to any person. It is like a micro ATM is uses smartphone and fingerprint scanner for the transaction. In order to use this facility, it is mandatory to link your Aadhaar card to your bank account. You can use AEPS in order to perform transaction like you can easily transfer from one Aadhaar card to another Aadhaar card. Fund transfer can be possible. Even you can use cash withdrawal. Even you can use cash depositing without your ATM with the use of Aadhaar enabled payment system. The another method of cashless payment is unstructured supplement service data, USSD. You can use USSD cashless option if you don't have a smartphone or internet connection. As we all know, as we all know in India, we have many people who don't have a smartphone, who don't have internet connectivity. We have so many remote villages. In that places, just they can dial a number star 99 ash and use these services, and they can do all those services which is they can do with the help of smartphone. You can do all these things which is available to person, smartphone and internet. Almost all the banks including SBI, ICICI, Bank of Baroda, Axis Bank, Punjab National Bank support USSD payment option. It is very useful for the poor class people. What are the advantages of cashless economy? The first advantages of cashless economy is convenience. One of the ease of conducting the financial transaction, probably the biggest motivator to go for the digital means. You will no need to carry wads of cash, plastic card or even your QR for the ATM withdrawals. It is also the safest and easiest spending option when you are at the traveling. That means you need not to carry any type of cash wherever you go. Just you can have any type of mobile wallet or any type of app with the help of online banking. With the help of that, you can easily do shopping or easily withdraw the money or easily transfer the amount from one person to another person. The another advantages is discount. The recent waiver of the service tax on the card transaction up to 2000 is one of the incentive provided by the government to promote the digital transaction. The government is also offering so many incentives or benefits. They want to motivate the digital transaction to avoid or to reduce the use of cash, and the people can go ahead with the digital transaction. This has been followed by the series of cards and freebies. Even you can get cashback offers to motivate you to go for the digital payment. It's a good time to increase your savings if you take the advantage of this. For instance, 0.75 discount on digital purchase can be available on the purchase of the fuel. The another is tracking spending. If all the transaction of can be recorded with the help of your cashless transaction, it will be very easy for the people to keep track of their spending. It will also help while filing the income tax returns. How much we spend and on what basis you are spent can be scrutiny, and people will be find it easy to explain on what spending they are going to have. That is not possible in case of cash. Budget discipline. Another benefit is the written record will be help you to tab on your spending. How much amount you have spent for particular activities can be recorded in your cashless transaction, digital transaction that result in better budgeting. Various apps and tools also help the people to analyze their spending pattern and throw out a good insight over a couple of years. Control spending is also possible with the help of your digital transaction, and higher investment with a good savings can be possible. The another advantages is lower risk. If cash is there, mean you have a case, you have a fear that somebody stolen your cash, but it is not possible in case you are digital payments. Even it is the possible to safeguard your debit card or credit card. If it is stolen, you can easily block that number and you can have a security of that. Small savings, it may not seem like the advantages that if you have any type of fractions or any type of change, the people say change is not available, but in case of your digital payments, easily you can transfer the exact amount that can be transferred to the another shopkeeper or another person. At the same time, it has the disadvantages also. The first drawback of cashless economy is security. The cashless economy can have a lot of security problem. It is possible to have a chances of cyber attacks like hackers. The hackers can hack your sensitive information like password, credit card number, and your account with a no money. That is another drawback. It has to. The another one is have to trust government third party. All the money is digitally, so either they are in control of banks or government or any other third party. You have to trust government or bank blindly because everything is under their possession. This could be scary because if tomorrow something goes wrong, you will be left with the no hard cash. The another drawback is reduced liquidity, means bad for the certain sector. There are certain sectors which depend upon high level of transaction. Sectors like real estate, jewelry, retail stores, restaurants and eating joints, cement and other SME will be affected badly because of the cashless society. It means lot people who are employed by this sector are also going to be affected, and it is really bad to the poor. Still, people in the country struggle to meet their basic needs like food, cloth, shelter. Over half of the population does not fall in any banking sector. They still have to depend upon the hard cash for meeting their needs. In spite of its so many advantages and so many drawbacks, the India is having so much of challenges ahead if they want to go for cashless economy or digital payments. The first is half of the population does not fall in any banking system. If 50% of Indians are not covered by any banking system, so how you can think of going for a cashless economy? It is a big challenge which has to face by the government. The another drawback is limited internet penetration. In India, there are over 350 million internet users. The internet penetration is just 27, which is very low compared to the countries like Nigeria, Kenya, Indonesia. It has to be at least 67%, which is a global median. In India, we have a very bad Indian internet penetration. If we take an example of Nigeria, Nigeria is a 100% cashless economy. There we don't have any cash. Everything is digital, means we have. But in India, still we need some more time to be a 100% or some more internet users or some more digital payments. Limited smartphone penetration. If you see the surveys, only 17% of Indian using a smartphone, which is very low. If you want to become a cashless, first you should make popularize of the using of the smartphone by the everyone. Limited smartphone with a broadband subscription. Only 15% of Indians have internet on their smartphone. So it will be only 154 million people with a broadband on the smartphone. Only having a smartphone will not serve the purpose. They should have a broadband subscription. Then only people can go for digital transactions. Internet speed. As we all aware that in India the internet speed is very slow. The average page loading capacity in India is only 5.5 seconds. That means in 5.5 seconds we can load per page. That is very low. But if you see a China, that the speed is 2.6 seconds. So in spite of this, we are using a digital payments, but we want to have it in many area and many remote places. We can see making a, if you want to go on a small payment of a cash or a cashless transaction, it is not at all processing. It is showing only processing symbol, but it take more time to go for the finalizing a payment transaction or receiving transaction. So it is because of we have a very low internet speed. If you want to have a digital payment, definitely we have to go for speeding up our internet speed. Limited point of sales machines. A point of sales machine, sir, must for any cashless transaction. If you go to any shopkeeper, if a shopkeeper say no, I don't have a point of sale, then machines, then definitely we have to go for the payment of the cash. So another challenge for the India is they should popularize use of point of sales machines among the businessmen, among the shopkeeper. If you motivate them, if you are using the point of sales, if they are getting some bonus, if they are getting some benefits, if they are getting some cashback, definitely they use the point of sales machines to motivate their business. And India will go for cashless economy. In India, there are only 1.46 million point of sale. It means only 856 machines per machine per million people, which is very low compared to China, where it is 4,000 machines per million people will be available. So India should come forward to speed their internet, to speed their broadband subscription, to go for the usage of more point of machine, to increase these challenges and make popularize use of cashless transaction among the people. What we can conclude with this is government has to be inclusive and include all the section of the society before they go for cashless economy. Of course, cashless economy we need, but not in a we need inclusive growth. In the sense, we should include all the section of the society to have the cashless economy. Otherwise, the poor, which is more than 50% of the country, will definitely reject cashless economy. So India even need a infrastructure, lack of infrastructure for the cashless economy. So finally, we can say, or I would like to say that we can go for cashless economy, but not in a fast rate. Cashless is better than less cash economy. The usage of cash can be reduced instead of going for
100% cashless economy. Thank you one and all. It's my pleasure to say a heartfelt thanks to Aligarh Muslim University for providing me the opportunity to do my online course. I thankful to the director Kidwai sir and all the team members for organizing this program. Thank you one and all.